Welcome to Canada's podcast. Hi everyone, I'm Phil Bliss from Canada's podcast. Today we're going to look at a new report that just came out called A Transformation in Progress: How Canadian Entrepreneurs Are Taking on the Environmental Challenge. And this was sponsored by BDC. Some of the findings are really interesting. For instance, maybe something that we all know, extreme weather events related to climate change have negatively affected 11% of Canada's entrepreneurs in the past 5 years. 43% expect climate change will negatively affect their business over the next decade. And 82% of Canadian entrepreneurs have implemented concrete measures to reduce their environmental impact. That's pretty innovative. 84% of entrepreneurs in Canada consider it their responsibility to take concrete action to protect the environment. And half of them have that included in their mission statement. And 63% of entrepreneurs have implemented environmentally friendly practices based on their personal convictions. It's. I think we should all be really proud of that. So, without going on too long, I'd love to introduce Pierre Cléroux, BDC's chief economist, and let's ask Pierre some questions and get some more insights. Pierre, welcome to Canada's podcast. So, welcome, Pierre, to Canada's podcast. It's really good seeing you. I got the opportunity to read this report last night, and I was, the numbers are so optimistic. I was really impressed. Have you any kind of insights onto why Canadian entrepreneurs are so motivated to move to a greener economy?
I think entrepreneurs are just like every Canadian. They are concerned about the environment. They are concerned about what we're going to leave to our children. So that's, there was a lot of research done on the environment, but not a lot with the angle of business entrepreneurs in Canada. So that's the reason why we started this report. And like you said, we were also, very surprised that the numbers look so good.
So, we've done a year or so of the pandemic, and I think that's the year that you've been doing this. Has there sort of been any changes through the past year with entrepreneurs in terms of going ahead with projects, shelving it, that kind of thing?
Well, it's interesting because we did the similar survey about a year ago, and we didn't release it because we thought the timing at the beginning of the pandemic was not a good timing. So we redone the study a few months ago, and the things haven't changed much. The conviction, people are, they are convinced that they have to do something to reduce the impact of their economic activities on the environment. And this conviction hasn't changed. People are still the same. During the pandemic, of course, the focus shift on something else. But what we're seeing now is the pandemic is not over, but it's more clear that there's going to be an end to this. So we see that the concern about the environment or the actions taking are coming back quickly. And this is going to be a big part of the recovery, we believe.
Oh, good. Being an entrepreneur myself, it's all about return on investment, basically. Can you give me some kind of sense of, if I'm going to, basically work on green projects for my company, what kind of ROI that might give me as an owner, if you like?
Well, a lot of these actions are also making the business more efficient. So, for example, if you reduce waste, or if you use your waste, you recycle your waste and you sell it to another business so they can do something else with it. A lot of it is to reduce your energy consumption, so to have a more efficient system. So the idea is when you invest, for example, to have a better energy system or eating system, well, you are saving money at the same time. So there's a double objective. The objective is to reduce your impact on the environment, but at the same time is to make your business more efficient. It's not always possible sometimes, and that's coming back from the survey from entrepreneurs. They are saying one of the number one challenge is to make these investments positive for the business. But in many cases, recycling, reducing the use of energy, these projects, they can make your business more efficient, they can reduce your costs. So you're doing two things at the same time.
You got any examples of Canadian companies that are sort of deep into this and finding it beneficial for them?
There's a lot of example. For example, I met in the past a company where they were recycling every waste they have. They were building, they was in construction building, so they recycle wood and they use it to eat their business. They recycle even the metals and they sell it to other companies who are using recycling metals. So this is a way to, they had zero waste, which I thought was very impressive, but they use this opportunity to not only to reduce their footprint on the environment, but also to get some revenue out of it. An example that we had in our report is that they make beer. And I was actually impressed by the fact that there's a waste when you fabricated beer, and they resell these waste for different, for example, in the agriculture business and other businesses. So it's what is important is to be creative and also to make the effort to really want to reduce your waste.
Okay. So, I'm a company of about a dozen people, 20 people, whatever. What are the basic steps for me? Where would I start? Okay. And in a sense, it's a big question. Where would I start? Where would I finish? How do I find the money? Can you give me a kind of, summary of that from your perspective?
Well, the first step is to make an assessment of your situation, because as you know, your situation is different from any other businesses, depending of your business model, your sector of activities and everything. So in the report that we released this week, we have this assessment. So it's very easy. It's on one page and it's free. It's on our website at bdc.ca, and you can find exactly where you are. So we'll give you 3 different categories: beginners, in transition, or leaders. And you can see basically where you are, and we give you also some tips about the action you can take to go to the next level. So I give you a very practical example, for example, because sometimes when we are in a service business, we say, well, there's not much we can do. But for example, you can eliminate paper from your business. Just that, you will be surprised how much money you save every year. And you will reduce your impact on the environment at the same time.
Okay. Some of these projects, especially in the manufacturing side, and financing becomes an issue. I mean, you may want to improve things, and but it may be a 2-3 year process, and require financing. Any thoughts on that? Because we've got listeners, I'm sure, viewers that are running factories and things like that. It's a big deal for them.
Yes, the best way is to find action that you can take that will have a positive impact on the environment, but also they make sense financially. If you are to absorb the total cost of doing something, maybe it's not the right time to do it. Maybe technology will improve and it will give you an opportunity to save costs as well. So projects that are successful is one, they reach those two goals, reducing the impact on the environment, but at the same time, give the opportunity to have a return on the investment for businesses. So we see a lot of these projects, especially on saving energy. A lot of businesses in Canada are using old system that could be much more efficient today. So it's worth to make the investment. You're doing the right thing for the environment, but at the same time, you have a more efficient heating system or cooling system that will really make a difference for your business. So it's to find those actions that meet both goals. Reducing your impact on the environment, but at the same time, helping your company to be more efficient. So you can finance these projects because it's going to have a positive return on your business.
Okay. Pierre, just before we conclude, just give everyone a sense of where they can get the report, because it is absolutely worth accessing and downloading and going through. It's very thoughtful.
Well, it's a report on the environment, so there's no paper copy. So everybody can have access to the report online on our website at bdc.ca, and you go in the research and report section, and you will find this report that we just released this week. But you're going to find also a number of reports to help entrepreneurs to better manage their business. For example, we have a productivity tool to measure your productivity and compare yourself with other businesses. We also have, a technology assessment tool to see if you can improve the way you are investing in technology. So it's very useful. It's meant for entrepreneurs in Canada, and it's in both languages.
Okay. Thank you for taking 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of your day. I really appreciate it. It's, I think I would certainly recommend everyone go and download the report. I think in terms of green, no digs at the various tiers of governments, the most effective way is for us to grab a hold of it and make it happen ourselves. So thanks, Pierre, for coming on the Canada's podcast. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.